What up? Now in today's video, we're going to take a look at one of my customs that I've been working on for months. Now I'm really busy. I'm still working out, and I don't really get to work on my customs a lot, but I try to get in time every once in a while. And finally, I have finished my custom Red Hood Jason Todd from the Killer Croc Multiverse wave. Now this figure has a lot of hate behind it, mostly being because it was towards the end of the Mattel run for the Multiverse, and the original figure, they decided to sculpt the guns into the holsters so they're not removable. And also, as you can see, when you snap off the original head, the unmasked head, the unhooded head, the hooded head goes so low that it looks like his shoulders are like crunched in, or his head's down below his neckline, which makes him look pretty squatty. Now I remedied this, and this has been such a long process that I should have been like taking pictures and stuff, but I never do that. I just work on them, and when I pull a figure out and I start working on it, I just can't see. Either I keep going until I do as much as I can, or I just put it back and I never start working on it. So I'm glad to finally finish this. The final thing I did was, once I cut out the guns from his holsters, which all I did was take a knife and just slowly peel back the holsters and cut around the shape of the guns. Once I was able to free those shapes out, it left like a hollow holster, which was pretty tedious and time consuming, but I eventually got it right. So those parts were not really usable. I did paint them originally silver, and they just didn't look good. So I decided to buy an extra Two-Face from the Multiverse, and since he came with two pretty much exact guns that were inside the holsters, you could tell the sculpt was the same. They just sculpted them inside. Since he came with two of those black pistols, and I'm gonna use my extra Two-Face to make a Joaquin Phoenix Joker, he doesn't need his pistols, so I finally was able to paint them the right silver color and add them to this figure. I did a couple of other touch-ups on the paint, which are hard to spy if you're not really looking close. But I added some silver to like anything that was silver. I added a little bit more metallic shiny silver. I ended up putting a wash on the shin guards that was like left it like rough, like spotty, like they've been used, so that was pretty cool. I painted the boots because in the original one, it's all blue, so you can't tell where the boots start or where the boots begin. I think that happened because they had to paint the straps, and they ended up not painting the boots because then the black straps will get lost on the black boots. But it just looks better, I think, like this with the boots all black. It's pretty cool. So I fixed the holsters. I got the guns. I think the guns were the last thing I did recently, is I painted those guns. And the main part that I wanted to change was, of course, the head. Now, at first I thought I could adjust the head somehow, the original one, to where it wouldn't go down as far, like stick inside some epoxy inside the hole. But what ends up happening when you do that is that the head won't go in far enough. So if you just place this on top, it looks pretty close. But what happens is the neck looks too long. So there's just that little quarter inch of difference that it needs to go down a little bit more. But if you do that here, it just snaps all the way down and it looks wrong. So the weird thing is that the original head, the original Jason Todd head, fits perfectly. You push it in and it doesn't look like squatted down, it looks right. So what I ended up doing was cutting this up. I cut the head plug and I drilled a hole into it. And then in each one of the custom heads, I put a ball inside there and drill a hole inside there. So now I got two heads with two balls inside. Then I added some pin, and those I cut down until it was the right size. So it slips into the new hole, and it stops there, and that's where I wanted it. And then this one took a while to get at the exact length to where it fit, where I wanted it, where the neck didn't look too long and the neck didn't look too short, and it came out at the exact right height. So this was pretty a lot of work. I mean, like I said, anybody could customize this. You don't have to live with that squatted down bad figure. And then the guns, I mean, it took a lot of work, but you could change the holsters out and make it look right, you know. All of this could be all for naught because I heard that McFarlane might release a Jason Todd Red Hood figure. So it, I'll have this still for my 6-inch Multiverse collection, but of course that one would be 7-inch. So it's not a big deal. This is still, you know, part of my collection. A couple other things. The other thing I did was too, in the story, if you don't know about Jason Todd, he was the second Robin. And right before a storyline they were doing called A Death in the Family, with some awesome covers by Mike Mignola, they have had a toll-free number, and it was either Robin dies or Robin lives. Well, everybody ended up picking for Robin to die. So Jason Todd essentially died, you know. Now, in the Batman Under the Red Hood, which is by far my favorite DC animated movie. I even have a poster up here above the DC Universe Classics Complete Collection. In that movie, Ra's al Ghul stole Jason Todd's body and put him inside the Lazarus pit. Well, of course, he did come back to life, but of course, he had been dead so long that he just didn't come back exactly the same. He was a little bit, you know, off, which is why he became the Red Hood, because he's not, you know, normal. But in the Hush storyline, they're not exactly sure why. They think because they wanted to show he had aged. They put like a white streak in Jason Todd's hair. And for some reason people liked it, and they started, you know, when they would do fan art and stuff like that, they would always put him with the white streak in his hair. Some people said that it was because when he got dipped into the Lazarus pit, but later on we found out that that's not true. The guy from Hush, the people from Hush just wrote it in that he had a white streak to make him seem older, and it wasn't even really Jason Todd. But it started like stuck on, you know, so even afterwards people that really know what's up, they always draw him with the white streak. But I made one of the other alternate heads. I modified it with the white streak and the pin so that it fits on this figure, which I'll do right now. See, so that one fits in perfectly without having to adjust or anything. I could switch back from the hood to this one, and they both look pretty good. So besides the custom head, the other thing I did is I bought him this pretty cool bike. Now I was rewatching the Under the Red Hood while I finished this up, and what I noticed is they don't really show his bike only once, so you don't even really get to see him riding it that much or anything. But everybody knows he usually likes to ride a bike, so he fits on this bike. He looks pretty cool. Pretty awesome that I got the right size that he fits on and everything. So pretty cool to display him with that bike. It's pretty awesome. So anyways, guys, that's it. I mean, I just had to make this video even though it's not that long, but took me a lot of work to get this the way I wanted, so I had to make a video for it. But any custom ideas you guys have, you know, let me know. I'm still working on a lot. I have the Thomas Wayne Batman that I'm still working on. I'm gonna make that Joker, that Joaquin Phoenix Joker. I got tons of stuff. I'm gonna work on a Hellbat that I'm gonna paint the wings, like accent the wings with red, and then I'm trying to figure out how to make like a little, I guess, diorama, I guess, of like rock, where one of his foot will be stuck in there, and then light will come out like red light. So I got some ideas how I could do it. So the thing is just to do it, But I gotta make the time. But if I ever do it, I'll make a little vid like this one for that Hellbat one, which will be pretty cool. Anyways, guys, that's it. Everybody stay safe out there. Keep collecting those figures. Later.